using a Sharpie, and I'm going to do a little bit of a painted background with some water and brushes. Maybe grab a paper towel to dry up in case you get over wet like I did. And that's it. While you're getting all of those things out, I am going to read something new. This is a book I've had for a while now. It's A Year in Art. It's a Treasury Day, and I'm going to show you an awesome picture by a famous artist and read you a fun quote. So here's the picture. It is titled A Polar Bear Hunting in Moonlight by Alexander Borisov, and it is a oil painting on canvas. Pretty cool, right? And then the quote is by John Milton. It says, "Solitude sometimes is the best society, and short retirement urges sweet returns." So sometimes when we're away from people, it is kind of hard, but coming back makes it even better, makes us appreciate what we're missing. Just like school, you may not have always loved and appreciated school, but being away from it hopefully has made you appreciate it more. I know it has me. All right, you got your pencil or marker, whatever you want to use to draw. You got your paper, and here we go. We're going to start with what's closest to us when we're drawing and what's furthest away when we're painting, and that's a really good rule of thumb that most artists follow. The closest thing to us is the beach ball, which is just a curve. Whoop, make sure you can see that. Right near the corner, I'm going to curve out, whoop, from the middle, and curve out again on the other side. And there's our beach ball. It already looks 3D. Another way of showing space, one of our elements in art, is overlap. We're going to do a little curve floating above. 1, 2 Mr. Verticals. Another curve right here. This is going to be our pail. Line down. Not drawing right there because that's overlapping it. Another line down. And a little curve. Boop. Leave that alone. Another way of creating space is things closest to you are towards the bottom and things furthest away from you are towards the top. I'm going to draw 2 slight diagonal parallel lines, meaning they're going the same way. Line out, and across. Looks like a little upside down triangle. And then I'll draw a real upside down triangle for the handle. Now we know that a bucket is 3-dimensional. It has form. So we're going to draw a curve for the back of the bucket, leaving, you got it, just a little bit overlap to show that that shovel is actually inside of it. Now on the other one, I drew a little starfish. Y'all see a little starfish? You don't have to draw a starfish, but it helps me to feel a little bit more balanced to have something over here if you had several things over here. So instead of a starfish, I'm going to draw curve. Does anyone guess what I'm drawing? You don't know yet? You'll find out. Curve out, and here I'm going to do a wobble line going across. Can y'all figure out what I'm drawing yet? Did you say shellfish? You are correct. It's kind of like a wonky fan. That'll be fun to color in. You can definitely add other shells or fish, or, well, hopefully not fish on the beach. But you can add other things to your setting to make it balanced. All right. Now I'm going to draw what's called the horizon line. This is the line that separates the sky from the ground, or really it's just the sand from the sandcastle. And notice I've not yet gone over halfway up my page. I want plenty of space for the castle. If I go too quickly for you, always pause. If I go too slowly, you can fast forward. This is your picture on your time, so you decide how you want to do it. All right, for the basic part of the castle, I'm going to draw vertical, a little bit over here, another vertical, skipping where the shovel is, and make them about the same height. And we're going to do that castle pattern at the top. So I'm going over, down, over, up, over, down, over, up, over, down, over, up, over, down, over, and up, and then over. So we have these wonderful tippy top texture of our castle. Curve for our front entrance. And then we're going to do what's called Roman windows. Roman windows are just very tiny windows with a flat line at the bottom and a curve at the top. And I'm going to do a little bit one right here. Maybe you have more space to draw. But I'm letting that be overlapped. All right, right over here, I'm going to draw what's called a castle keep. 2 vertical lines. Same castle top. That's how we know it's a castle. Now the castle keep is the part of the castle that is the safest. It's where the king or queen would run and hide if their castle was ever invaded. Now, of course, nothing's really going to invade our sand castle, but I still love parts of castles. I just think they're so fun. We're going to do a tower, very tall tower. Ending it with our typical, see how I ran out of space there? Hopefully you plan out a little bit better than me, but hey, it's okay to be imperfect. Just shows you're human. And a little top to our tower. I'm going to go ahead and draw little stairs going down. It's really just a zigzag. That's calm, a calm zigzag. And now I'm going to draw my water, because the water would be, we're looking out at the ocean. The water would be about to here, maybe a little higher, maybe a little bit lower, depending on where your eyes are. I'm just going to draw a line. And to make waves, I'm just doing some curving lines and reminding my brain when I'm painting or coloring this in, whichever one you want to do, to leave a little bit white to show the wave. Okay, you can even add a little extra curve here and there for that movement. Now, way far away, of course, you notice how as things go higher up, they're further away. We're gonna do some birds, super teeny tiny, to show that they are really far away. Because if a bird was right here, it would be covering up most of the castle, because that's how big seagulls are. All right, now, if you want to just color yours in, go ahead, turn me off, and go ahead and color yours in. If you want to do the marker painting technique, you're going to get your marker, and you're going to get your paint and water ready. Not your paint, your brush and water ready to go. And to have a little bit more control, I'm going to make sure that the part that I'm painting is closest to me, so I can change it at any point. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and paint darker across the top of my sky. I'm not really worrying about being too perfect because I'm just going to paint on top of this. There we go. And you want to go pretty quick adding in your water. Okay. Now the sky is the opposite of the ground. The darkest part is at the top of the sky. The lightest part is at the bottom. And with the ground, the darkest part is at the bottom. The lightest part is at the sky. Yes, at the top. Now, if you are like me and you tend to use too much water, I love using water, I get too excited about it, make sure you just go ahead and dab it very lightly with a paper towel. You can also dab it lightly with a paper towel to give the illusion of clouds. I'm going to give it a little dab. Just getting a little bit around my finger. You'll see how that kind of looks a little bit like a cloud. Now, for that to work, you're going to have to go pretty quick after you painted it on to take off what you just did. There we go. Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. Now, another thing you want to do that hopefully is better than what I did last time is you need to wait to go up towards the area that's wet, because if you have a wet color and another wet color right next to each other, they are going to blend and kind of bleed into each other. And you don't really want that unless that's just your style and you're going for it. All right, with my brown, I don't want it to be super dark. So all I'm gonna do to make my brown lighter, so I'm just gonna have a few little bits here and there, maybe underneath things to show that they're sitting on top. Oh, sorry, you couldn't see that. And maybe inside the window and the door, it would be a little darker. Being very generous with that part right there. Don't worry about being perfect because you are going to paint on top if you're using that technique. If you don't have markers or you don't feel like painting it in, just go ahead and color like you would any other drawing. All right, now I'm close to that sky. Notice I'm not going all the way up to the top yet. It probably will need another 5 to 10 minutes to dry fully. But while I'm waiting on that, I can go ahead and take my brush, which I've cleaned, and spread it out. Whoa, obviously not cleaned it good enough. It's a little bit blue. There we go. And you see how it made a nice light tan because the white of our paper turned it into a more sandy color. Now if you get a teeny tiny spot like that, wipe off your brush a little bit to make it drier so you're not dripping as much and it's easier to control. This is pretty much like watercolor, so you do want some water, but don't be like me and get too drippy. I get way too drippy and excited about adding water just because I love the flow of it. It makes me happy. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to go ahead and pause this video, let my picture dry for a few minutes, and then I'm going to get back into it with y'all and finish up. I'll see you in a couple of minutes, okay? All right, welcome back, guys. This is my picture. It's all nice and dry now. I colored things in while I was waiting for it to dry. And now I'm ready to do the water, the last step. So, as always, I try to get the spot that I need to work on as close to me as possible, so I have plenty of reach and I can look at it real close. And then I'm going to take my marker. Remember, you are going to need some water and a brush if you want to do the painting technique. If not, just color it in. And the main thing I want y'all to notice is that as I'm coloring, I'm leaving spots white. This is going to be the white part of the wave, or what we call the crest of the wave as it's coming in. Just talking about this makes me want to go to the ocean so badly. Ugh. And I'm also coloring in the same direction of the waves, okay? Now, if you have a marker that's kind of running out like mine, you can actually dip it in water. Even if you don't have a brush, you just dip it in water and it will work pretty well for you. Here we go. Just be careful because it can get very watery. Y'all know I have trouble with getting too watery. Here we go. Yeah. Now, if you like it just like that, awesome sauce, you're all done. If you want to go ahead and paint a little bit and kind of soften up those edges, you're welcome to do that. But don't be like me and get overexcited about the water, because you know I do. Put too much water on my brush and then it goes everywhere. And then I'm scrambling and freaking out over my Art 911. Oh no, Art 911. Too much water. Oh goodness. All right, so you can see all I'm doing is just kind of fading that dark blue into a bit of a lighter blue. I'm still leaving plenty of white, but I'm just softening that edge a little bit to make it look a little bit more flowy. Kind of looks like a cool pattern, honestly. I like it. All right, guys, that is it. We are all set for our awesome, too wet, for our awesome start of summer theme projects. The next video I'm going to do with you guys is a snorkeler portrait with some bubble printing, so stay tuned for that. Until then, don't forget to be awesome. I love you guys, and goodbye.